We're looking at the updated best playbooks on offense and defense for Madden 23, starting right here with the Washington Commanders playbook. This playbook made my top playbook list at the beginning of the year, and this is one of the few that is still the same later in the year. It's one of the most packed playbooks in the game with a ton of good under center single back formations. You've got some I form and some strong formations as well. You've even got some pistol formations like the pistol tight slots, which is a rare formation you cannot find in a ton of playbooks, and since tight formations are really good this year, this is a good formation to use. Then you get to shotgun, and this is where the playbook really shines. You have the normal Y off close, which is another very good formation. You've got some doubles, you've got some trip sets, then you get to gun bunch, and this is where the playbook gets really good. This is one of the best gun bunches in all of Madden 23. You've got plays like mesh post that are really good, the counter Y. You've got clear out FLN, which I believe is only in this playbook, and it's a very dominant play. You've got cross, you've got inside cross, you've got Z spot, you've got bunch trail, which is another very solid play. You keep going, you've got flood, and you've got verticals. Then you get to shotgun tight, which is one of the most popular formations this year, and this playbook has one of the best shotgun tight formations with plays like PA cross, slot post, drive corner, bench, Z spot, and more. It's even got a good spread Y flex, which is another very useful formation in Madden 23, and you've also got Trey Y flex, which is a very good trip set. You've even got a bunch of empty 5 wide sets as well if you want to really get your opponent confused. I did an entire ebook breakdown out of this formation on my Patreon page, which I'll have linked below in the pinned comment. It's got the highest level Madden strategies and ebooks, so if you want to take your game to a higher level, make sure you check that out. Up next, we've got the Tampa Bay Bucks playbook, which is the current playbook I'm using, and it's a new one that was not in my original video at the beginning of the year. I also have an ebook on this one coming on Patreon soon as well. Now, why this playbook is really good is mainly for the shotgun. You do have some single back stuff, but when you get into shotgun, you've got some really good formations like tight doubles, which again, tight sets are very, very good this year, so this is a formation you'd want to use. You've also got the tight Y off, another very good tight set with some good runs and good passes. You've got doubles, you've got Y trips, which all have good plays. You've got the Trey, which is a very good trip set. Then you get to bunch, and this bunch is a little bit different than your typical bunch because the halfback is on the strong side, but this gives you plays like inside zone, which you don't get in other gun bunches. You've got PA shot, which is another very good play. You've got plays like Z spot, dig return. You've got Y trail with a very good post route and a trail route from the tight end, which are both very powerful. Then you've got the play verticals, but this one is a little bit better than the other typical gun bunch verticals because the crossing route on this one just tends to create more separation than the other verticals from regular gun bunch. Then you've got the gun box, which is a formation that I really love this year and is gonna be in the ebook. You've got plays like deep fork, which are very tough to guard. Then you get to shotgun tight, again, one of the best formations in the game with plays like PA cross. You've got buck seam, which is not in a lot of other shotgun tights. You've got bench, you've got bucks corners, you've got bucks Z spot, you've got bucks post, which is another very good play. You cannot find this play in any other gun tight in the game. This play has a post route in the slot that is killer versus man coverage. Then of course you've got some spread stuff, which is good, and you've got some empty sets if you really want to spread the defense out. And really quickly, if you don't want to miss out on any of the other best tips and tricks for Madden for the rest of the year, make sure you subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you never miss these videos. It does help support the channel, and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Up next is the Lions playbook. This was one of the ones at the beginning of the year, and it's still here now because it is a very packed playbook. You've got a lot of good single back, including deuce close, which is always a really nice formation. You've got a bunch of different I forms if you want to run the ball. This playbook's a little bit more balanced than the other two. You've got strong, you've got weak, and you've got some pistols, so you have a lot of different things you can do with this playbook. But then you get to shotgun, and you've got a ton of good stuff here. You've got the wing slot, which is nice. You've got some doubles, you've got some Y trips. Now we get to trips tight end, which is not in the previous playbooks we covered. Trips tight end is still a very solid formation, and this playbook has one of the best trips tight ends in the game. Then you get to bunch tight end, another formation that you don't find in a lot of playbooks. You've got PA boot over, you've got mesh, you've got inside zone, you've got the bubble screen, you've got X spot, you've got a very good formation, but you also have gun bunch and gun tight, and these are the two most popular formations in the game. So unlike the previous playbooks, you get bunch, you get tight, but you also get bunch tight end and trips tight end with it, which makes this playbook very tough. However, the bunch formation, while being very good, doesn't have all of the plays that some of the other gun bunches do. You've got bunch trail in this playbook, but it's not the best version of bunch trail. However, you've got mesh post, you've got verticals, you've got flood, so you've got some solid plays here. Now, when you get to gun tight, you've got most of the plays you want. PA slot cross, you've got slot post, you've got bench, you've even got a play called drive halfback drag, which is another really good play. You've got drive corner, you've got a quick base run, and you've even got PA slot options, which is not in other playbooks. Moving along, you've got some spread sets, you've got some more trip sets, and of course you do have a few empty sets if you like to use these types of formations as well. Up next is the Saints playbook, and this has been a solid playbook for years, but it's kind of coming on strong a little later in the year. You've got a pretty good amount of single back stuff. You've got a few I-form formations, so again, this is going to be a little bit more balanced than some of the earlier playbooks because you've got strong and weak as well. Then you get to shotgun. You've got some split backs if you're interested in that, but this is the formation that's really good. The tight offset tight end. This is very similar to gun tight, but you've got some different plays here. You've got an inside zone, which is not in other gun tight, so that is very useful. You've got PA shot seams, which is a rare play. You've got the Saints spot shake, which is exclusive to this playbook. You've got the Saints drive out. You've also got the 0-1 trap. One of the best run plays in the entire game is this 0-1 trap right here, and it destroys a lot of the popular defenses that people run. You've got Saints in, which is another killer play, and they have a post route on this play that absolutely destroys man coverage. You've got slot outs as well. You've also got a formation called Y off trio weak, which is kind of slept on. It's got an inside zone. It's got the PA post shot dig, which is very good. You've got corner strike. You've got plays like Saints out. You've got some plays with some good crossing routes and stock fades, which do a very good job against man. You've got plays like the Saints deep out and the sticking up. This is an underrated formation that you should definitely mess around with. You've got the tray offset, which is just a very good trips formation. Then you get to gun bunch. Now, gun bunch in this playbook isn't the most powerful. If you're using this playbook, you're mainly using it for the tight offset tight end, but there's still some solid plays in this bunch, like an inside zone, which is rare. You've got the Y curl. You've got Z spot and go, dig return, flanker drive, mesh spot, and you've got trail, which is a pretty unique play that you don't see in a lot of playbooks. The tight end trail route and the post route on the outside are very good. And of course, you've got plays like verticals and flood, the tried and true plays. Then you've got some stack sets, you've got some spread sets, you've got some more trip sets, and then you've got some other good spread sets out of 5 wide, mainly the empty Y Saint, which is pretty unique because you've got some good plays here, like the Saints under, the Saints goes whip, and you've got plays like the Saints fork, which is a very powerful play with some post routes and a corner route. Definitely a play you should mess around with. Up next, we've got the Patriots playbook. This was not on my list at the beginning of the year, but it's getting more popular as the year goes on. It's got some good single back. It's got a little bit of I form, a little bit of strong. You've even got some weak sets, but we got to get into the shotgun because that's what people want to hear about. You've got some interesting formations like the double Y off patch, the double flex patch, which have some unique plays, but the main selling point of this playbook is the Y off trips patch. You don't see this in a ton of playbooks, and it just has some very unique plays like the Pats Y out, one of the best plays in the game, the Pats curl, Pat slot out with some really good post routes. You've also got a wide receiver screen and the play tight end whip, which is another very popular play. This formation, if you practice it, is very hard to stop. Then you've got trips tight end, another one of the few playbooks that have this formation, and they have all of the popular plays you want, like verticals, like the Pats Y in, the PA slot corner, PA shot wheel, the PA counter go, and the counter run to go with it. Then you've got gun bunch with plays like Pat sail, which is unique to this playbook and has some good man beating routes. You've got the Pats verts, which is one of the best verts in the game because you have the running back on the in route, which is very powerful. You've got inside cross, you've got bunch trail, you've got Pat's curl flat. And you've got corner strike, another very solid play that you don't see in a lot of playbooks. You've also got some spread sets and some more trip sets, and of course you've got some really good 5-wide stuff that has some very unique plays in them. Now we're on to the Steelers playbook, another very powerful playbook because it has some really good under center stuff, especially the ace double wing. You've got a little bit of I form and a little bit of weak. You've even got a little bit of pistol, which is nice, but now we're at the shotgun. You've got tight doubles, which is a very good formation this year. You've got bench, you've got plays like flood drive, cross wheels, and the shot fade cross with some really good crossing routes. You've got the Y off trips weak, which has some decent plays. You've got trio, which is similar to trips tight end, and this is actually a very solid formation as well because this particular version is not in any other playbook, I believe, and you've got some pretty good plays in it. Then you've got gun bunch, one of the better gun bunches in this game. You've got great plays like the Steeler cross, which is not in any other playbook. The crossing route on this play is very good. You've got bunch trail, one of the best plays. You've got corner strike, which is not in a lot of gun bunches. You've got the play deep corner, which also is not in a lot of gun bunches, and it's one of the best, if not the best play in the game. The corner route on this play pretty much beats everything. It's a deadly play. And then you've got verticals with the good running back route as well. You've got some spread stuff, you've got some more trip sets, and you've got a bunch of different empty sets like the empty tray stack, which is also another very popular formation this year and very hard to defend. And now we're on to defense, and there's literally one playbook you need to know about, and that's the Chiefs playbook. It has everything you could want. It's got 4-3 and 3-4. It's got big nickel. It's got nickel over and nickel 3-3, which are two very popular formations. It's got dime and it's got dollar. Literally every popular formation in this year's game. Now that you know about the best playbooks, you're about halfway there. Now you need to know about the overall best tips and tricks for the entire game, and you can check that video out right here on the screen.